Well, this is about to be a bit frustrating to say the least, as these challenges are probably the hardest score challenges yet. But good thing that I have someone else on the Co-comm,
Yes, hello.
who I almost forgot to showcase my gameplay. whilst he's playing the new Mario RPG, because literally came out 2 days of his recording. Hashtag dating the recording. Uh, it's time for me to see if I lose my sanity here, because these are the hardest point scoring challenges now for Peggle Deluxe. So let's go. Last episode on the card up here. But at least there's something we can conversate about, because I do want to conversate about, fun stuff. And by fun stuff, I mean, wait, what did I mean? Oh, wait, I know what I mean. Super Mario Bros. Wonder.
Yes, because you said you just finished 100%ing it.
Indeed, I have, and there's a lot I want to say now that I've finished it.
Yeah, so I'm guessing that anything and everything is fair game to talk about.
Pretty much.
Okay. Uh, so what exactly do you think of the overall difficulty of the game? Because I know this has kind of been something that people have been talking about, and I've been kind of waffling back and forth myself.
Difficult enough.
Just.
Like, it's not
Yeah.
insanely, crazy by any means, but at the same time, it's, manageable to the regular player, I would say. There's certain aspects where you'll be thinking to yourself, what in the world? But honestly, overall, it's not, tear your hair out difficult.
Right. There's definitely harder levels in the special world. I mean, obviously it's the special world, but it felt like with some of them, I personally went through them a little quicker than I was kind of anticipating. Yeah, and even going back to replay them, it's like, okay, yeah, these are difficult in the sense that you're not gonna beat them on your first try, but after your fourth or fifth, then almost certainly yes. But I've been 2D Mario is kind of my bread and butter when it comes to games. Like, it's one of the first kinds of games that I ever played. Period. Yeah. I've loaded up specifically the probably one of the more infamous ones, the Fluff Puff Peaks special, Climb to the Beat in the special world. Do you remember that one?
Fluff. Wait, is it the special world one?
Yes. Yes, where you're jumping on the colored block platforms as they pop in and out on the beat. And it slowly starts getting faster and faster.
Oh, special world. Oh, that one. Yeah, why?
It's kind of been one of the more infamous levels people have been talking about online. So, how exactly did you fare with that, if you remember?
As this ball goes down, I'm gonna have a look at my phone so I can refresh my memory. You said Fluff Huff Peak or something like that, right?
Yeah. I will say for the record, I've been playing it for the last minute and I just beat it.
Oh, you finally beat it.
Well, not finally. I beat it on my first go after just loading up the game again. So, yeah, the
Oh wait, Fluff Puff Peak Special. There we go. Climb to the beat.
Yes. I've seen
a
number
one.
of people. Yeah, I've seen a number of people online say that it gave them a lot of difficulty, and for me, it really didn't.
I mean, this one gave me slight, but not that much difficulty. I'll be honest, after I collected the purple flower coins, I was like, oh, okay, this is actually not that bad now anymore.
Yeah, yeah, and I guess that kind of goes into like another, or just a talking point that I have about the game is I'm still not sure how I feel about those sorts of collectibles, like the 10 flower coins, um, still being collected, even like after you lose a life and reload, it still counted as being collected. I I'm not really sure how I feel about that still. Like,
Eh.
yeah, it does make things like quite a bit easier and just makes it more fun to play, but I do kind of miss from the new Super Mario Brothers games how like it would force you to collect it and make it to the end of the level. I I did like that challenge of having to figure out where the star coins are, but then still make it to the end.
Hmm. I mean, for me,
Yeah.
it's like I don't have too many problems with it, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Because it just feels as though, like, you know, it's like for a game that's like, you know, a first game in a while that's 2D. I didn't find the lack of difficulty anything like, you know, that's surprising, let alone like shocking by any means. But again, that might just be me as someone who has played 2D platforms for so long. Granted, there are certain levels that like to a casual player, I would say they could have a lot of trouble with it. Like you mentioned, there's some levels that you thought weren't that bad that people on the internet was just like, bro, why is this level so dang tough?
Yeah. Yeah. I guess that's just the difference between, again, someone that is, someone like myself who has played a lot of 2D Mario before, compared to maybe someone that's more casual or just hasn't played platformers too much in general. I think it just comes down to that. Um, yeah, that probably goes into the point that like I was able to blitz through the game in just the launch weekend.
Yeah, for those who didn't see the visual podcast, and you know what, I actually joked about this. We might as well call this visual podcast mini because honestly, we are still discussing about the game, but at the same time, it's pretty much a few weeks after that first initial podcast. So I honestly didn't want to like do another podcast where we talk about the same game again. So that's why I'm calling it that.
Yeah, but Bejeweled Podcast Light.
Exactly.
Yeah. Let's see. How much did you play around with like the online
Zero.
functionality? Okay.
But with that said, at the time of recording this, I actually had planned a multiplayer recording with one dinosaur, if that makes sense, to those who are well aware of the community I'm in.
Okay. Yeah, I've played around with the online. It's all right. I guess this is just a general talking point, not necessarily something that necessitates beating the game to really fully talk about. But yeah, it just got to the point where I only turned it on like 2, maybe 3 times. I'm pretty sure. And realized just how much easier it makes the game, and I imagine it would make even the later game stages even easier. Considering that you can revive someone that has lost a life. So then I'm specifically talking about the final, what is it? The final test badge marathon.
You know, your mic muffled one of your words, and on my end it said bad marathon. But in all
Yeah,
seriousness, yeah, the badge marathon is like one of the hardest things. Also, that's our first 40k clear.
Nice.
Way to go. I mean that level is Okay, actually, it's fresh in my mind. I'll say this. No, it's not the hardest level ever.
No,
People have
definitely
been
not.
taking like, oh, this is like Champion's Row. Bruh, Champion's Row had no checkpoint.
Exactly, and this has 2. I'm pretty
So
sure.
to anyone who says that this is basically Champions Row 2D, I'm like, dude, you might want to play Champions Row again and see for yourself that it's definitely not.
Right, right. I keep meaning to finally sit down and play Galaxy 2. Technically, I have everything set up right now to like boot up the emulator and play it, because I have an actual Wii remote to sync up to my computer and a sensor bar. So I don't really have, I guess, the authority to really say how it compares to that myself. But considering that I've played, 3D Land, 3D World, Mario Odyssey as well, because it has a similar level right at the end. Yeah, it's not. Again, it's not as difficult as a lot of people are making it out to be. That being said, it did drain me of 50 lives just because I was tired. Yeah. But still I was able to push through and do it in one sitting, more or less. So yeah. I guess to specify what the badge marathon is, if you're watching this and you don't care about spoilers, the game it automatically forces you to play certain portions of the level with certain badges, which is interesting because I don't know about you, Joel, but I kind of gravitated towards like 1 or 2 badges, namely the boosting spin jump badge.
Yeah, that one, it was the best.
Yeah, it almost feels like not quite like the spin jump from Mario Galaxy, but kind of that vibe. That just became my default badge once I got it. And so if you end up gravitating towards 1 or 2 badges, that means you're not gonna have as much
There's the
experience
shot I
with...
wanted on this level. Granted, it's not going to be
Nice.
as fruitful, but it's still pretty much a shot I was looking for. You see that the ball, it has just low enough momentum such that it bounces on the pegs on the left side. Granted, it's not the full loop, which is exactly what I wanted, but still very close.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, go ahead.
But yeah, the badge marathon, probably the outside of the invisibility badge, probably the badge that I was least prepared to be tested on was the grappling hook, because why would I use that? Honestly. It's like that compared to the like boosting what is it? Yeah, the boosting spin jump badge. Yeah, boosting spin jump badge any day of the week. I don't really remember any levels that would be easier or would play better with the grappling hook badge, or the grappling vine, I think it's called. Yeah. So I guess just like it again with difficulty. It's nice that they put in badges that are more tailored for quote-unquote expert play, but it almost... how can I describe this? Instead of having levels that are like legitimately challenging, kind of maybe akin to New Luigi U, the challenge comes in the fact that your controls are kind of messed with. like the spring feet badge. It's almost like you perpetually have the power up, the spring jump power up from Mario Galaxy just equipped all the time, or invisibility where you cannot see where your character is, or the jet run badge where you're continuously running. It feels like they more so opted for like a higher level of difficulty that leans more towards being interface screws. I think that's like the actual technical name for that sort of thing. Yeah, compared to level design that's more challenging like previous games. I'm not saying that that's a bad thing. It's just a little thing that I noticed. I know I'm kind of have been just in general harping on the difficulty of the game because this has really been the first 2D Mario game that I've been able to experience completely blind. So the difficulty has been something that I've paid special attention to. Yeah, it was the last time that I was able to do that. Even though it wasn't a 2D game, it was Mario 3D Land. I still remember I was not aware of all of the extra content after completing World 8, and I guess, yeah, there's people that probably haven't played the game before, but I guess I'll just go ahead and like say exactly what it is. It's 8 more worlds. So the game has 16 worlds overall. I still remember taking that initial pipe and like seeing on the touchscreen all those additional tabs and just the pure feeling of, oh, I'm not even halfway done with the game, or I'm barely halfway done. I still remember.
No way! Hang on. This is about to be something special. Come on, keep going. Just keep going.
Is it just gonna stay in that loop?
And it's the perfect one because I have the full circle too. So this actually works out very nicely.
Nice.
Now I wonder if I can get a bit more lucky. Yes!
Nice.
Oh, that was pure class. Alright, now this is where it gets a bit interesting. I want to see if... Nice. Okay. Might be the run, but I need to make sure I plan my shots, otherwise I am gonna butcher this. Okay. That's fine, actually. I wanted to clear that middle part. Ooh, okay. Nope. Oh, boy.
I don't think I've even seen gameplay of Peggle before.
Seriously?
Yeah, I've just been sitting here for the past minute, and it's like,
wait,
I've never seen this game before. I mean, I've heard of Peggle.
I'm safe.
I've never actually seen gameplay.
I'm safe.
Nice.
I had to do the math real quick to make sure that I was got the 40k. Let's go, bruh. That first shot was the killer. Let's go.
Nice.
So as I said before, honestly, that was why I was going for the Zen shot. But honestly, I had made my own Zen shot. I didn't even use the Zen shot, which actually alters my shot to make it better. Basically, look at what happens to the ball. Just barely enough better to stay in that loop, and you can see the satisfaction of hitting all the pegs in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want to try and clear the entire level. Honestly, I could have like cleared all the pegs, just in case if I messed up any shot and would have made me fail it. Oh,
Yeah.
that was so satisfying.
Nice.
Anyways, back to what I was saying. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. So yeah, basically I was paying attention to the difficulty of the first time playthrough, because naturally the more times you play a game, the easier it's gonna be. So that's why that's why I paid so much attention to how I felt
The first
the
time
difficulty
playing
of the
it.
levels was. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean that I agree. I agree with that sentiment. How did I miss that green peg? It definitely felt a bit easier than I expected in certain parts. Maybe it's a bit of like a placebo effect though, knowing that the game is like, oh, it's this number of stars long, and you see the 4 and 5 stars, like, oh dear. And then when you play the levels, like, wait, this actually isn't as bad as I thought. That could be another possibility.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm not saying it will always be the possibility, but it's definitely something I want to mention.
Right. Right.
If this is a shot, this is the shot I wanted. Yes! Although I'm not too sure that'll be enough, honestly, considering the number of pegs I have left.
Hmm.
Ooh. That's a bad purple peg spot, honestly. Gotta hope for a miracle.
Oh yeah. So I guess have you 100%ed just in terms of
All
getting
6
everything
badges.
and all the... Okay, so even all the standees.
Yep.
Yeah. Again, I heard people online say that they had to grind for a while for flower coins in order to be able to...
How did I miss that purple peg? Sorry.
Oh, you're good. Yeah, people online were saying like, oh, I've been having to grind for the past however many hours just to be able to purchase all the standees. But like, when I realized that the counter wasn't going past 999, I'm like, oh, I should actually spend some of these. And so I just got in the flow of checking that, and if I was getting close to 999, I would spend enough just on the random pull standees until my counter got down to 500. Oh.
If I go the 100k with one, oh come on! I thought I aimed that perfectly. Oh, that's so irritating.
But yeah, I did that, and by the time that I was just about wrapped up with the special world, I had enough flower coins to buy the character-specific standees in special world.
Whoa!
So
that looked cool.
Yeah. That problem of having to grind for standees is solved by actually spending your flower coins.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I spent my flower coins regularly, and I think the maximum I got at one point was just like 800, and that was it.
Yeah, I just didn't know if the flower coins were gonna be used for anything else, other than standees and like wonder seeds and 1-ups. But when I realized that that was it, it's like, okay, I'm not spending any flower coins on 1-ups at all. I'm just gonna, after getting the wonder seed, yeah, just spending as much as I can for the standees.
I will confess that when I realized that you could get infinite 1-ups, like, oh, that was just like spend on them, I immediately just went for 70, I think, after World 1.
Yeah.
I was just like, oh, you gotta give me the opportunity? Then sure, I'll take it. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Ugh.
Yeah, and it's kind of funny that the devs also realized that, because in later worlds, or in Special World at least, you can spend 300 flower coins to just max out your counter to 99 lives.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is helpful, or can be helpful, if you're attempting the final test, for the first time at least, just so then you have, all the leeway you can get. Because like I said, I ended up draining just about 50 lives, attempting that.
Well, guess what I did?
What?
Until the day that well, okay, no, actually no, I finished the game and then I literally finished Final Test in like 3 hours after. But when I realized I was losing in lives, you know what I did? I just resetted the game. Then I got by my 97 lives.
Oh.
That's how I did it.
Yeah, I suppose if you're getting really low on lives and would have to restart the level anyways, yeah, just close out of the game and open it back up.
Pretty much. That's why I was just like, not that.
Yeah, what do you think of the final badge that you unlock?
Okay, I can see people already complaining. I can already see people complaining that this is the worst 100% reward in the history of Mario, but I'm like, I mean, I'm indifferent. I don't see it as a bad thing, honestly. It's honestly was hilarious to me when I saw it. And you know, we could say it honestly. It's
Yeah, the sound off badge.
yeah, the sound off badge is definitely hilarious in concept.
Yeah, it's something that we just have not seen in a Mario game before.
I'm safe again.
Nice.
Again, I had to make sure I do my math correct, because if I did my math wrongly, oh dear, it could be embarrassing if I quit the level and I don't get it. Good thing I'm a maths major. That's what this is for.
Yeah.
Clearly my goal, clearly the reason why I did a maths major is to ensure that I clear these challenges.
Yeah, you went for a math major so you could be an expert Peggle player.
Ah, yeah, clearly. Joke aside, what else have we say about the game?
Yeah, so the sound off badge, I think, yeah, is because, like, what else are you supposed to be given once you've done everything in the game? I don't see why people are really can be upset about it. It's just meant to be like, good job, you completely beat the game. Here's just a meme.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, I wouldn't say it's a meme. It's just a funny thing. But then again, memes are funny.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so for context, because I haven't said this even before we started recording, I'm kind of coming off the heels of a long and busy work week. I'm still kind of feeling the effects of it even today. Like, I feel fine. I don't feel sick or anything. I just feel low energy.
Well, I mean, you brought some good points despite the low energy, so keep up at it? Question mark.
Yeah.
I don't know. It definitely. I do agree with most of the pointers you put in. It's not like anything is like, what are you saying? So you're fine.
Right. Yeah. I guess speaking of talking, now that you've completely finished the game, what's your stance on the talking flowers?
I'm alright with them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see any problem, to be honest. If anything, some of them really gave me a lot of hilarity. I was just like, I definitely lolled at several of them. I was just like, wow, this is actually pretty fun. Fun to listen to them, honestly, at times.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I will say that I think they think they said something along the lines of, well, that just happened maybe one too many times, but that's really my biggest complaint about them, is just saying something generic like that after you finish a Wonder Flower segment. But even then, it wasn't terrible.
It wasn't too jarring.
No. And I mean, you could always just like change the language that they speak in, because you can change that independently from your system language in the game settings. So I've heard some people play with the flowers speaking in German, and that just sounds like a good time. And I keep bumping my mic.
Okay, I'm not gonna get 400k. At least I'll get. Unless if I aim the shot perfectly. You know what? There's no other time I will get 100%, honestly, or at least it will be very rare time. So you know what? I'm just going to clear the level, and reset, do the 400k challenge. But I think by doing this, this still counts for 100%. I'll have to check the badge real quick, but I'm pretty sure it counts. And if you're wondering, 100% is literally just clear all the pens.
Gotcha.
Got it. Nice. Of course, I don't get the 400k bonus, but there it is.
Nice.
And you can see that even my score from the challenge mode actually still registered in there. So that's kind of a nice thing where even if you don't clear the challenge itself, you can still do some other stuff.
Yeah.
Not with this shot I want it. Oh well.
So yeah, here's a thought with how New Super Mario Bros. U got DLC in the form of New Super Luigi U. Do you think that's gonna happen, and would you want that to happen, like something similar?
There's a possibility. I just don't know how they'll be able to implement it. Because you remember, back when the New Super Mario Luigi U DLC came out, the concept was shorter levels, shorter time span. The fact that this game has no time limit, what could they do?
So I guess just outside of making levels that are more difficult overall, I mean, they can still have... They could still have timers on the levels, because some of the Wonder segments have timers attached to them.
Oh yeah, that's
so,
true.
Like, yeah, the code work is there to even still just, like, jerry-rig that into regular levels, or just have the level be a Wonder Flower segment that lasts 60 seconds, and if the timer runs out, then you have to restart it. Something like that. Or 100 seconds. Or, yeah.
100 seconds?
Yeah, if they wanted to make it feel more like, New Super Luigi U, which is weird because the timer in New Super Luigi U actually ticks down in actual seconds. It's a minute 40 seconds, whereas the timer in New Super Mario Bros. U, I'm pretty sure 100 seconds in that game equals to a minute.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, and I don't remember exactly what like the original Mario and Mario 3 were like, or Mario World. I would have to like actually time it. But I know that's what it was like for Mario U and Luigi U. So, yeah, just levels that have Wonder Flower segments that last for 100 seconds and that are difficult, maybe extra challenge, make it so then losing a life does not keep collectibles saved. You have to like actually redo it. I don't think that would be terribly difficult to implement. Like yeah, there'd be ways to do it, but I don't think they're gonna do that. And it's kind of been the case for a lot of games that have or a couple other games that have released this year, namely Pikmin 4 and Tears of the Kingdom. Like those games were just released, maybe a couple updates that patch some things, but then that's it. Like they were pretty dang complete at release. So I think if anything, it's not going to happen for Mario Wonder to still kind of have that precedent of these games are complete at release. But also, next year is almost certainly going to be the final full year of the Switch. I imagine, at the very least, they're going to announce the next system and release it in 2025.
Mostly like Switch 2, right? That's what you mean.
Yeah, or just whatever the next system is.
And before that one, they call NX. That'd be hilarious.
Oh my gosh. It's... Yeah. It's kind of funny how similar the NX is similar to the I guess acronym for the Nintendo Switch, the NS, even though no one calls it by that.
That's true.
Yeah, although I think they named it like that partially because of the word next, but outside of like, oh, I don't know, I was about to go somewhere, but it's like, I don't have the mental energy to be able to formulate that right now. I guess it symbolizes that the system is able to accommodate your life as like what's coming up next, in the sense that you can take it with you, like when you go out of the house, or if you're just somewhere else different in the house outside of where you have the dock set up.
No way!
Wherever. Ooh.
If this works. No, that's not gonna work. I think that fell in the... Yeah, I fell in the 100k, I would've gotten it. Anyway, sorry.
Oh, you're good. Let's see. Yeah. That kind of ties into maybe partially why I'm a little bit, low energy, is along with, like, my, current job. I've been starting work on a project that, assuming I decide to actually follow through with it, is gonna kind of be like more or less like a final send-off for the Switch, because I really do feel like next year is the last full year, so you know, starting to maybe think about all of the different releases that have come out. I'll just leave it at that. Yeah. But yeah, I've been working on a video where I'm essentially doing reviews of the 4 main Pikmin games. It's good, it's fun, but it's over 10 pages long at this point, and I barely started on Pikmin 4. We're talking about Pikmin 4.
Yeah, he told me about it. It was like, wow, that's actually quite a lot of effort, man.
Yeah, part of me is like, oh, just keep the section on Pikmin 4 brief, but if I'm already in this deep, I'm just gonna go even deeper. At this point, I don't care. Because these all could be separate videos, but with Pikmin, I'd almost rather just talk about all of them all in one go and leave it at that.
Hmm.
It's also kind of given me the ability to like put into words my specific thoughts about especially Pikmin 2. Uh, that game is notorious for its at difficulty and especially unfairness at times, but I'll talk about that in the video.
Yeah, this is not the Pikmin talk. We're just talking about Mario.
No. Um.
Wow, this is poor.
Oh yeah. What do you think of the search party levels?
No problem with it.
Really?
No problem with it, honestly. Besides maybe the last level, which was a bit like confusing at times, but I figured it out eventually. I also had zero problem with them.
Interesting.
Which is why when I was I confirmed with you. Wait, you told me that search party is the worst, right?
Yeah.
And then I played. I'm just like, what's wrong with this?
I very much do not like the search party levels because it really just feels like you're jumping around trying to find the one hidden block. And funnily enough, that's really my biggest complaint with Mario RPG at the moment, is that there are some rooms with hidden blocks,
Ah,
and you're just jumping around the room, just trying to find where this dang hidden block is, and you're jumping around for 5-10 minutes, it feels like.
see, Jiozak, if you're a veteran like me, you wouldn't have that problem. Sorry.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you can get better at finding the hidden blocks, just like how you can get better at rolling dice.
How in the world? No. But that would epic. But still, go ahead.
Yeah, so, like, even though they're not terrible, it very much felt like the search party levels were put in there just to get people to turn on the online mode, because people can show and tell you where the things are in the level, where the like the flower medals are, in order to like get the wonder seed and complete the level. Because there's certain things that only certain characters can see, or yeah, certain hidden blocks that certain characters can see. So that's kind of the thought, is that you go into one of those levels with a group of people, just so then you're able to see where those hidden blocks are. Whether that group of people is just turning on the online mode, or if you have people to gather like locally and do it that way. Yeah.
But for me, I didn't find them bad. I actually kind of liked it when I was just jumping around trying to find stuff. It's like, as I mentioned, search parties, just literally just find stuff. I mean, I can see why people don't like it, because it's like, oh, I had to play online to make it a lot easier. But honestly, if there were a lot of people playing, I feel like that search party would be way too easy, in my opinion.
Yeah, but even with that, the search party that is in World 6, I think it's just called Item Park. I was able to pinpoint where exactly the last flower medal was that I was missing. And even with the first group that I went in there with, no one was able to figure out, it's the one on the far right wall.
Oh yeah, that one.
Yeah, no one really realized or figured out that you can drill into those moving platforms and then go into the right. Like, I knew you had to do something with that right wall. I just could not figure out what.
And for me, it was kind of like the joy of actually fighting it. I was like, oh, that's cool. That's why I didn't mind it, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah, it just got to the point where I just looked it up. I did not care at that point.
I didn't have to look it up, honestly. I feel like the entire game, I can actually confidently say I did not look up a guide. Maybe,
Nice.
okay, excluding me checking how many sections were in the final test, just so I know that, okay, at least I'm close to the end. I remember when I reached the invisibility badge, I was like, okay, how much longer? And then I saw, I'm like, oh, never mind.
Yeah, that was the final section.
And I mainly felt like a dork after I checked it. I was like, oops.
Yeah. I mean,
Oh, are you serious?
I guess the search party levels aren't terrible. It's just they were my least favorite part of the game.
Eh.
It really it almost felt like it was just a way to shoehorn in multiplayer. Yeah. Yeah. That being said, I think this last search party, I'm gonna have to double check, but it might be.
Wait. Oh wait, no, that's not enough. That's not enough, is it? It is!
Nice.
Dude, that was a last hit. Oh my goodness, look at this shot. I thought it was going to 10k, and look at how much momentum the ball had. This is not sped up.
Wow.
And then, oh my goodness, if it fell on any other pot, that would have been a retry. Oh! Yes!
Very nice.
Well, that is 400k bolt done. Oh my goodness, I'm done with score ones. Oh. Yes.